and then after that you will have this attached behind. Okay, please do not, and repeat it a third time, fourth time, fifth time already. Don't see this immediately, write everything about that. Look into the question, and perhaps you may want to think which one you want to write. Out of all this, I think Malaysia is the black one. Okay, so the one that big differences is which one? Power distance. Okay, Malaysia, you see power distance, correct or not? Okay, maybe indulgence. Correct, indulgence. The rest, not too big of a differences. In fact, you see this one, Vietnam and Malaysia is the same here, maybe a little bit different here, and then here is this way. So these two things, if you want to really use this, perhaps these are the two things you may want to talk about. Okay? And therefore, when you are actually preparing, then you have to do more research on power distance and what's indulgent and all those things. Correct? That's what I'm letting you know. Correct? Because the rest, you can still write, of course you cannot write, but the key thing, you can see the big differences here. Therefore, it may affect the policy, how to treat people. Correct or not? That is the main thing that perhaps you can think about it. Okay? So, let's recall, we have done, what's indulgence? What's indulgence?
So like the company gives very nice benefits, like when you go out, like foreign trips.
Okay, indulgence. The country that actually talk about indulgence, high indulgence is what country? A football nation. Brazil. I know UK was in final, but they lost. Okay, they lost. I think I'm not a football fan. Okay. So yeah, for example, Brazil, they are more on indulgence, while the lowest one is Russia, which means that how they value work-life balance, leave, and all those things, indulgence. So do a little bit more reading on that, and perhaps those with expect a lot of indulgence means that perhaps they will need to have maybe the policy in terms of leaves, benefits is very different from the rest. Okay, Malaysia is what we call the highest here, while the rest here is lower. So you can think about it, what is it? Go and key into the hostage, you will never see it already. Okay, so for these 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, okay, this week, next week, and sunny week, check it out. Everything also check it out, but because these two is the biggest, therefore you may want to do a little bit more. The rest is this one also you can talk about it because you know Indonesia, right? If let's say the question talks about Malaysia and Indonesia, this one obviously you'll talk about it. Correct or not? So the question can be Malaysia to Indonesia, Malaysia to Vietnam, or Malaysia to both. Okay? If Malaysia to Indonesia, then obviously you can include this discussion, correct or not? Because these two is biggest gap, right? Then we'll talk about individualism and see how it affects. But if let's say we talk about Malaysia and Vietnam, it's more or less the same. So you can spend your other reading on the others. Okay? So I'm teaching you based on this what to write, where to focus. Okay? Rather than writing everything. Okay, so what's so good or not? Not clear must ask me, Don't say that, then go out, what did sir say? Okay, not clear you must ask me, okay? That's why it's very, very important. Okay, so what's so good? So you'll be seeing this, and of course, these are the things we'll talk about the factors which we are going to cover today. Okay? So I'm going to save this into the e-learn later today, if not tomorrow. And throughout this week and next week, I will be showing you this. We are going to discuss this as we go along, so that when you have entered the exam hall, you should be okay. We talk about this. Which country are we referring to? Okay. I just repeat again. Cannot run away. HQ sending people out. In this case, HQ in Malaysia sent to Vietnam or sent to Indonesia. If not, it will be staff completed the assignment from Vietnam coming back or from Indonesia coming back. That is the main thing, cannot run away. Okay, so expatriate will be going overseas or expatriate returning back. Okay, so these are the things that we are looking at. Okay, and therefore you need to think about, how what are things to consider. Okay, so as we go along, let's look into some of the continue. We'll cover lecture 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now let's continue with 5, 6. Okay, international HR, this is what we call standardization, which is 6. And then we got this one, training and development. Here, we are talking about the importance of pre-departure training, which most of you have done right in your coursework. So this one should not be something new to you, unless you didn't do this in the coursework, because you split the job off, you do this, therefore, So if you are not involved in it, check with your friend on the coursework. Okay, on the coursework, because as I said, you can run away. Okay, it could be someone going from Malaysia, sending, they're explaining to Vietnam, or what to call it, Vietnam and Indonesia. They're sending people expatriate over there. First time going there with family member, exactly like what your coursework. So you now write about it lah, how to prepare, and then training, what training required, correct or not? Culture shock, correct or not? Cultural management, language training. Okay, what are the things that you should do, you should not do in Vietnam, you should not do in Indonesia. Correct or not? So these are the research you should start doing it from now until exam day. Okay? So I'm giving you all the hints, all the things that you should prepare. So when you go in, you look into it. Okay, this question, I think I can use pre-departure. Pre-departure, okay, what I have done, you can start writing. Okay, so pre-departure, we talked about quite a bit here. Important pre-departure training, cultural awareness. When we talk about cultural awareness, then you look into use which one? Hospice cultural. Correct or not? Cultural awareness, power distance is high. Then with this one, you can refer to the little bar chart I have. Okay? Look clearly, which country am I asking? 3 countries only. Okay, so Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam. So look into that, and therefore, just now I show you the chart. That is where, okay, based on the chart is like that. We know about cultural, maybe we talk about power distance is high in Malaysia, but not so high in Indonesia and Vietnam. So how is it going to affect the expatriate going there, for example? Okay, this is how you should talk about it. Okay, and then preliminary language, assistant day-to-day matter, you can talk about it. Check about the Vietnam, okay, and check about the Indonesia. In general, will do, because you are not asking, must be Ho Chi Minh, must be Hanoi. No. General will do. Okay, general will do. Okay, so going there, security briefing. If you have something, which is the crime rate high or not, do some research on it. Okay, remember, I am not saying that. I must determine what is the crime rate. I forgot the crime rate. No need. Okay, do you need to write everything on it? Depends on you. If it's called small company, you may not even have don't see. Please. Okay, you may not even need to talk about this particular visit, because the company may be small with lack of budget. Okay, but all of this, I think you should write. So what's so good? Okay, so I'm trying to link to the case already, yeah. So if this ever comes up, this is what I think you should write already. Okay, re-entry. Remember I talked about that. People going out or coming back. Coming back means re-entry. Okay, someone sent to Vietnam, worked there for 10 years. Another person went to Indonesia, worked there for 15 years or 5 years. Now returning to HQ. So talk about this. What could be the potential challenges? This one, coming back, not so much of a research, because they are coming back, unless you use a cultural, or maybe on their side, the power distance is very low. Okay, but come back to Malaysia, power distance is high, therefore may not be able to adjust to it, for example. So, as I said, I'm open to a lot of answers. Okay? All you need to do, justify. But these are the things that you should include. For example, career anxiety. What is the word anxiety mean? Let's refresh our memory. Anyone? Anxiety.
So like stress.
Stress, not too sure what's going on, not too sure what's happening. Okay? You are going to experience it in the next few months in your final semester. Right now, after that, what job to apply? Where to work? Should I go to Singapore? Go to JB? Right now, a career anxiety is different. This one coming back, they got job, they're based in Indonesia, returning. So what I'm going to do now, I left Malaysia for 5 years, now I'm going to return. For you all, it's different, graduating. Okay, no more study, yes, but what to do? Right now, career anxiety. Okay, work adjustment, in what sense? In what sense, work adjustment?
So like maybe in Malaysia it's different way of working, in Indonesia it's different way of working.
Yeah, different of work, different of role play, different of adjust to the work. For example, in some places, in Vietnam, the work culture is very different compared with Indonesia, compared with Malaysia. Talk about that. Coping with new role, you come back, you are maybe previously a CEO in the operation, okay, or maybe you are in the operation president, but you come back, you have to become another department which is not in operation, so you have to readjust. Okay, so the question is, when you readjust to a new role, can you work on the new role or not? Okay. Loss of status and pay. What does that mean? Anyone? I only hear for wait for what? Anyone here? What does that mean? Share with me so that you can write in your answer. Anyone? What do you mean loss of status? Anyone can chip in? Don't know why. Expatriate, when they are go overseas, they are usually very well treated from HQ. Someone from HQ coming base here, they always enjoy the extra benefit, treated better. Any example? What are the benefits they may enjoy? Subsidies, okay.
Extra pay.
Possible allowances, there's not lots of pay, you come back, no more extra allowances. What else? Especially high level, you're a CEO. Normally, what do you enjoy when you go overseas? You got chauffeur, you got car, correct or not? Then you stay in a very nice, big houses. Correct or not? And then you may have a special privilege in terms of joining clubs and all those things. Maybe golf, play golf. Because when you go overseas as expatriate, normally you enjoy a lot of benefits. When you return home, you are just one of the normal stuff here. You may not even have a chauffeur. Okay, back to normal. Okay, so this is what we call loss of status. Okay, you may have a personal secretary when you are a high position in another country. Then come back, what secretary are you talking about? Okay, so you may not have all those things. Okay, so do some reading, research. What does normally expatriate do they enjoy? And when they return home, they may lose all this. Okay, go back and miss my. Previously when I was there, I was being treated so nice. When everyone greet me, because you're from HQ, you're the CEO, you got special parking, you got a special house, That's why a lot of expatriates, especially from Japan, I know quite a number of Japan, Korea, come to Malaysia, they enjoy so much when they return to Tokyo. They find it very stressful. Tokyo houses are very small, correct or not? The accommodation very, very small. They come here to enjoy, swimming pool, parking, everything, you go to Japan, everyone squeeze in the train and all those things, right? Very efficient. To be honest, Japan transport is very efficient. But you don't enjoy people chauffeur you, go around, unless you're super high position. Correct now? Okay? So these are the things that perhaps you may want to talk about it. Okay? Family adjustment in what sense?
They have to care of the family.
Take care of family.
Like family for work, education, children's education.
Good, good. Can you expand a little bit more? You are on the right track. I want to see what you are talking about. When they are in, let's say when they're in Indonesia, when they come back to Malaysia, so what are the things with children education? Anyone? Expatriate, when they go overseas, where will their children normally study? International school. They cannot pick the local school and find out. So when they come back, they definitely have to go back to the international school, but they cannot join the local syllabus. For example, you come to study in Malaysia, let's say international school. When you go back to Japan, I don't think you can go to study in the Japan secondary school. I don't think you can. Because syllabus is different. Because here you study international, it could be Cambridge, it could be Australia, right? Unless you go to Japanese international school. That's why many of the Japanese, they come here, they go to the Japanese international school in Kelana, in Subang Airport there. There's one Japanese international school. Their syllabus follow exactly the same as in Japan. So when they come here based for 3 years, after that they go back to Japan, the syllabus here and the Japan's public school is the same. They can go back to join the Japan public school. But if you come to Sunway International School, you study in Sunway International School, SIS, they cannot go back to Japan. I want to go back to public school. Korea, cannot go back, I cannot, because it's different. It's different. So education could be a problem, could be a challenge for them. Could be a challenge for them, okay? Other than that, family adjustment, different lifestyle, different pace. Malaysia is famous for very relaxed, slow. Okay, you go to Japan, go to Hong Kong. Okay, that's why a lot of people say here in Malaysia people walk even much slower than the rest. I don't know about you or not. Here Malaysia everything things are much slower, very slow pace. That's why a lot of people come here to Malaysia suddenly find that hey, Malaysia do things very slow, but we are so used to it already. Okay, so again you have to adjust to it. Other than that, your spouse when they go to overseas, they leave their job. When they're overseas, can they work? Cannot, because the visa is spouse visa. Husband working, wife spouse visa. When they return home, okay, when they return home, what happened? High chances both husband and wife have to work. Guess out? Okay? So social network, partner's career is here. Okay, these are the things perhaps we may want to talk about. Okay? So these are the pointers there. Take note, maybe you take note in terms of that. As I said, cannot run away, either you go overseas or expatriate returning home. Returning means return from Vietnam or return from Indonesia back to Malaysia. Okay? So this one, look into that. And of course, we also talk about something called career. Why expatriate come here, they return, then suddenly they want to resign. Remember, the HR department, the worst thing is what? Staff resigning. Correct? Expatriate, they are very valuable to the company. Correct now? They have experienced all of the things that they do. Then when they return home, they have to deal with all of this anxiety already, you know. Okay, so you may even want to think about it. How can you overcome this? Now, share a tip with you, with all of you, take note that. This is telling you the problem, right now. These are the problems that they may face. B answer will tell me the problem. A answer will tell me the problem and the solution. Take note that. What does that mean? The other person coming back, you can tell me all the problem, but could there be anything that the HR can do to Perhaps career anxiety is easy one. Sometimes these are the things that cannot help. You cannot write a lot of things. I cope with new role. How do you cope with new role? How do you help the people? How do you help them? They are person coming back, taking up a new job, new role. How can HR help them?
Train.
Provide additional training so that they know how to have the knowledge to do the new role. Good. Career anxiety. How? Next month I'm going back. I'm going back in 3 months' time. I'm happy to go back, but at the same time I'm worried also. Why? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what department I'm going to base. HR, what can you do?
Give them the reassurance and support.
Okay, how? Very good, you are there. Anyone? How? Put yourself up. You are coming back to Malaysia. You've been based in Vietnam for 5 years. You're coming back. You are very worried. Hey, so far I hear nothing about my job. You know, I'm very worried. I am the HR. What do you want me to give you?
So briefing.
Briefing on what?
So like when you come back you do this and this.
Yes. Talk to me. I talk to you. Hey, who and who? Okay, you're coming back in a 6 month time. Maybe let me know what's happening in our company now. Right or not? And what are the positions available? Perhaps when you return, there's high chances that you'll be based in this particular one. Or you can even tell them, okay, when you return home, actually I got another position. You just came back from Indonesia, right? Never mind. Temporarily for 1 month you stay here because you got China, we're expanding. They need someone there in China as well. You will be going to China. Oh, at least I know what I'm doing. The worst is that I don't know. Right now, I'm telling you what are my expectations. The A and the B. If you tell me the problem, you are not wrong. If you tell me the problem with the solution, you are going to score. Okay? So, family adjustment, the support, some you can give support, some you cannot. Okay? So, I'm going to share this information exactly the same, not only this tutorial, but all students. So, how you want to work it out depends on you. Okay? I'm fair to all students, I give same information to all. Okay? So, that's what you should do in terms of it. Okay? A lot of times, social factors, company may not be able to help a lot. Here, perhaps career, work adjustment, coping with new role, these three, perhaps I think you can help. Okay? Lots of pay and status, perhaps not nothing much you can do.
So but when mostly expatriates come back, like they are improved in the job level, right?
They may be promoted.
Yeah, promoted.
Yeah, they may be promoted, but a lot of times they may not know what's going on. But to what role I'm promoted? Is it a very completely new role that I'm not familiar with? If it is, what must you do? Give the appropriate training. Give them in advance what they should do. Okay? So I'm telling you what I'm looking for. I'm telling you what I am expecting. Okay? So I hope you prepare well on this. So far so good? Excellent. So now this is for this particular one. Let's continue with tutorial 6. Okay, actually tutorial 6, let's look at lecture 6. Lecture 6 basically cover quite a lot of things. To me, all these stages of this one, you don't really need to know because we are not covering this in detail. You don't need to know. Okay, you don't need to know about this one. Virtual team, I think all of you roughly know what it is. So you see whether it's suitable that you can use or not. Okay, but this one, you don't know. If you are not too sure about this, no worries. No need to know. Okay. Okay. Other than that, I think factors and all those things that maybe you should actually look into that. That is for the organic context. So far so good. Okay. So with this, and then of course just now I missed out on the lecture for this one. lecture for this one, I think most of you have actually used this slide in your group coursework. Okay? For example, we have training before, we have post assignment also. Correct or not? So here are the one that post assignment means coming back. Look into this. Okay? Before is the one that on top. On top. Okay? All of this in your e-learn. Okay? So what else? Re-entry, career issue, all those things, yeah. Put into that, factor this exactly what in the tutorial, right? Let's talk about that. Okay, how to make sure the smoother entry. Look into all these things. Okay, as I told you, cannot run away going out or returning. This study on it. Okay. Now let's continue with the next one, which is this one. Now, definitely when you go overseas or they're coming back or the company going to send someone to base in overseas to do a certain roles, be it finance, be it HR, be it whatever role. This particular topic is therefore important. It's something like very logic in the sense that I need to know what are the things that I can use, I should do differently compared with Malaysian. Malaysian work here for, let's say I am here for 10 years in one position, like finance or whatever. Now, okay, you're very good, you're very loyal to my company, okay, you are top performer. I'm going to send you to Vietnam. I'm going to send you to Indonesia to base there for another 5 years. Okay, you're going to do your job, same job, but not in Malaysia, in Vietnam or Indonesia. Okay, so you need to advise a person, despite it's being the same job, but because you are in a different countries, what are the things that you should know, you should be prepared, and things that you should do differently when you are based overseas. Because you are managing not only the job, but also managing people. That is where when managing people, how this start coming on. Okay? Managing job, for example, if your HR minimum wage definitely will be different. Correct or not? The com and ban, hiring, I mentioned many times, you must know what are some of the key HR activities. Correct? You will be doing this in Malaysia for this HR activities, your HR manager, okay, how I do recruitment in Malaysia, how I give minimum wages, how I do the com and ban, benefits. Just now I talked about the bar chart, you know, Vietnam and Indonesia is lower, Malaysia is very high, right? Okay, now when I go to overseas in Vietnam and or Indonesia, so how is it going to affect my policies, you know, all those things. So you need to look into that. Okay, obviously these are the things you look into. Can you standardize a lot of things? For example, promotion. Malaysia do a certain way. Can you do the same in Vietnam or Indonesia, for example? Can you think about it? Okay, for example, benefit, com and ban. The thing that you give in Malaysia, do you want to give the same in Vietnam or Indonesia, for example? Okay, hiring. Looking for, when you hire, look for what? Yesterday, CV, qualification, correct or not? So when you go to Vietnam, you must understand, here you know the degree, SPM, STPM, you know, for example, Malaysian you will know. Okay? But when you go to Indonesia, actually Indonesia, what is their normal pre-U? You go to Japan, it's different, right? Japan pre-U is different, right? Okay? Japan system is how many years primary school? 6 years. Primary school 6 years. Then after that?
Middle school 3 years.
Middle school 3 years.
High school 3 years.
High school, I think same as our STPM, right? If I'm not mistaken. Okay? 6 years primary school, then 3 years, then 3 years, then
University.
then university. Okay? I think Malaysia also the same. Okay? But you go to UK, it's different already. UK is different already. Those who do the IGCSE is different. They don't have like 3 years, 3 years. Okay, so those who do IGCSE, they will study for 5 years, then they take an IGCSE, what we call last time O level, but now called IGCSE. And after that, then they do a 1 year or 2 year A level or foundation before they go to a degree. So it's very different. Okay, so the system can be different. But when you're in Vietnam, so what is the system? Is it 633 before university? Is Vietnam more recognized on degree compared with another institution called WB? Vocational school? Correct? In Germany, vocational school is very common. Right or not? Because vocational focus on what? Anyone? Sure, we can recall now. Skills, hands-on. Okay, what else university is like all of you sit here, listen to me, or fall asleep, or whatever. Okay, have to remember. Okay, but vocational, hands-on. You go like bookshop, all those things. Inside got the actual car for you to do. Okay, how got pipe for you to fix. Okay, all those things. Okay, so talk about that and briefly understand the Indonesia system, understand the NP system, the Vietnam system. Malaysian, if you're not Malaysian, then you will do a little bit more. Okay, but Malaysian, you should roughly know what it is. Okay, so far so good. So we got a few things here. So do you want to standardize everything when you go to another country? Then you start talking about the benefit of standardizing and the limitation. If the question asks you, telling me, oh, the boss said that when I open a new branch in Indonesia, I want to make sure all the policy in Indonesia follow Malaysia. Do you agree? How to answer? If this question ever comes up, the boss in Malaysia opened a new factory in Indonesia or Vietnam, and the boss say, oh, Malaysia, I like all our policy, everything is doing so well. When you go to Vietnam, I want to make sure all the policy implemented in Malaysia will implement in my new subsidiary in Vietnam. Do you agree? How to answer?
So we have to choose one side, right? Agree or no?
Yes. Conclusion should have that. Do not immediately say, I agree, I don't agree. I don't recommend that. So how to start? Think about it seriously. Sometimes you may know the point, but you don't know how to write. Now I'm teaching you, basically, if this is a question, how are you going to plan your answer? How? But you all know my question, huh? Boss say, Indonesia, Vietnam, whatever I implement here, all the rules, policy, make sure the single subsidy do it. Do you agree? How to start?
Sir, your definition of standardization?
Yeah, so you talk about, okay, my boss talking about this means if my boss wanted to standardize everything. So, after that, remember what I told you how to structure, introduction, definition, then followed by advantages, limitation, and then final conclusion. Okay, so then you talk about, oh, my boss wanted this means they wanted standardization. Define what standardization. What are the benefit of standardization? However, there are limitations. Correct or not? Limitation, why? And because of limitation, we must therefore localize it. Okay, which means something on this one. Key objective to create a system that operates effectively in multiple countries, local differences, global consistency. Talk about why standardization is good. Why? Why having the same policy in Vietnam and Indonesia is good for the staff? Why? Why?
So less confusion.
Okay, good. Less confusion. In what sense? You explain that. What else? Why? If you're working if I send a Malaysian here to Vietnam, I send another one to Indonesia. I said all the policy is the same. you are the worker, how will you feel? Anyone?
So equal treatment.
Equal treatment, fairness. What? How Malaysia being promoted? I go to Vietnam, my staff there also promote the same way. Good. Vietnamese staff feel good.
Similar.
Benefit is the same. Good. Vietnam, hey, there's no differences. Correct standardization. Form the same. No need to get someone to reinvent the form. Maybe just do a translation enough. Correct or not? Okay, very efficient. Okay. But when do you think you need to localize it?
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage can be different. What else?
Working hours.
Working hour can be different. Malaysia, any specific one that you want to mention? Why I give Malaysia? Because many of you are Malaysian, you know in Malaysia certain things that we do, other countries may not do. Especially Vietnam, they may not do. What? Friday prayer. Vietnam is a what type of country? Communist. It's a communist country actually. Okay? I don't think there are many Muslims. So they don't know think about Friday prayers. So you may not need to implement Friday prayers if there is non-Muslim there, for example. However, because they are in their local environment, then they may have some other things that they need or is commonly they need to know in Vietnam. Okay? Indonesia, I think they need their Friday prayer. Why?
Muslim majority.
Muslim majority. Indonesia, by the way, let you know, is the most Muslim with the highest Muslim population in the world. Indonesia. Okay? So therefore we may need to localize minimum wages. What else? How to recruit? Performance management. That how you talk to your staff can be different from Malaysia. Malaysia very high power distance. Right now. So again, these are the things that you need to talk about. That is why I'm giving you this week, next week, and the following week. You need to find this thing. You can even do a group one, don't need to do individual, do it together. Okay, Vietnam, if I'm there, what must I know? Indonesia, what must I know? With this information you go in, at least you can write something about it. Okay, again, how do I mark? You can give me different pointers. But if you give me examples, it's called better. You give me only write about this one, okay, anything different you must understand. We'll stop. Okay, you are not wrong. Government policy is different, you must understand. Okay, you are not wrong. But those who say that, government policy, Malaysia got this policy, that's why we are doing this. However, in Vietnam, they may have other policy or they don't have this policy. Therefore, we may not be able to do this or we should do this due to the local policy. Which one will I give higher marks? Of course, the one that explains more. Right now. So based on all these things, you may even use it as a keyword to do your research. Okay? That's what I'm saying. To me, if you follow the way I'm getting through, you should not be failing it. The question is, how much you do research, how much you write, determine what are the grade you can get. Correct? Answer is already there. All you do is, okay, this one I think I will do this, okay. Okay, any examples or not? Okay? So that's how you should approach on your answering. So chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far, all relevant. Okay? So sir, there's no one topic that you really want me to focus on. Year 3. Final semester. A lot of things, you think about it can be right, you can use it, you use it. For your benefit to score higher marks. Okay? My question is rather generic type, which means that there are a lot of things you can write. It's not focused on one topic, either you know or you don't know. It's quite wide. Okay? Think that positively. Think that positively. Okay? So we'll talk about this, consistency, these are the advantages and all those things. Okay? Follow my rules. Intro, brief introduction.
So like how to write introduction?
Talk about the case. Look at my question. 1-2 line will do. You're not writing an assignment, 1-2 line will do. Okay, why do you think the boss is thinking about this? And all those things. Okay, up to you. There's no one straight way. Okay, do not immediately this one point. Remember, must be essay format. Do not write point form. No, must be essay format. Okay, define advantages, limitation, conclusion. Okay, it is good to have this. However, we have to base on this. Therefore, the answer should be yes or no, or in certain situation yes, certain situation no. Conclusion. Okay, so I say good. Question in the reality, can you write? If you don't know, start practicing. Start practicing. Because it's not easy as I may sound easy. Writing is not as easy. Don't worry. Go to your good friend, ChatGPT. Okay? Okay? Good. So that's how it goes. Cultural environment, factor, driving standardization, these are the things to look into. Okay? And then next activities. Okay, think about it. This one don't really need to. To me, these are the easy one. Don't really need to. Focus on the first few. Okay? So far, good.
First three.
Okay. I tell you, not first three lah. Question one. Not first three slides Question one. A lot of things to do already Question one is a lot of things to do To me, treat your exam as a project. As a project. Get all the information you have. Go in. I roughly know. You roughly. Okay, so good. Okay. Now I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You only have how many lectures? Total.
One lecture.
Total how many lectures? 9. You cover more than half already. Next week, final week, you cover the remaining. Final got Next week got class Next week got class Okay? Then after that is a study week. Okay? That's how it goes. Okay? Good. So let's do an eye check in. Today's tutorial, is it this one? This one, right?
Yes, sir.